into this court. I was attending a pro-Palestine vigil, which was my right to do. I had the right to be there. We were peacefully protesting. This was in March of 2024, and an unhinged, an irate, erratic, almost maniacal Zionist, who happened to be white, comes running at us. It was at the end of the vigil. Only thing I did was, because he's yelling and screaming, I was about to make an announcement. I was never on any megaphone and had a little plastic one, and I was about to make an announcement. It was at the end of the vigil. The vigil was from 3 o'clock to 4:30. It was at the end of the vigil. I was about to make an announcement. I just took the small megaphone from somebody else's hand, and at the time I was about to make an announcement, I heard all this commotion. I turn around and I see this guy yelling and screaming at people. And so I tried to defuse the situation. And I was interrupted, and I turned around to him, and I'm clearly telling him on the video, step back, you're getting too close. And at some point, he gets in my face, aggressively gets in my face, and the crowd intervened, and they made him back off. I was the only black person out of about 20, 25 people who were there. I was the only black person of African descent whose ancestors were forcibly brought here in chains by the brutal kidnapping of human beings. I refuse to hyphenate myself with the word American. I ain't no African American, I'm African. I reject that brutal identity. It has never been anything to me but a brutal, savage system, and we can see the continuous manifestations of it. Anyway, they're having the appeal. We are appealing the situation. The judge basically, even though I had people testifying, people who knew about organizing the event and working with it, I had them testifying that I did not organize it. I didn't organize it. They presented no proof. They just said I did it, and I didn't. And I was never on a megaphone. I had people testify that I wasn't on a megaphone. They said they saw me at 3 o'clock, but yet I could prove I didn't get there till 3:45 because I had an Uber receipt. But none of this mattered to that judge, who then had the audacity to rule that, well, since nobody can say who was supposed to be getting the permits, because the group SOMA was a collective from South Orange Maplewood were the ones organizing it. And the judge said, since nobody can say who was supposed to be getting the permits, then everybody is responsible. But he only fined me. I'm the only one they fined. He could have, Judge Jonathan Rosenbluth is his name. He could have even said, even if he made that horrific ruling, which needs to be challenged, he could have said, but it would be unfair to fine only Lisa, so I'm not going to fine her, because she clearly was not the only one who was there. But that's not what he did. He fined me. And all they do, South Orange and Maplewood, that area is predominantly white. They dragged me into that court system at least 5 times within 1 year, and every time I was there, the overwhelming majority of the defendants were black. And that's because they're able to just pull them off the street. They don't have to have any proof, and they just can say whatever they want to say and make it stick. And let's be very clear, it is the state of New Jersey that came after me. So this is not just like South Orange, Maplewood. It is the state of New Jersey. And I'm here because we are appealing it. So the appeal is being heard in this court, which is the New Jersey Superior Court. Hell, I hate that word superior. There's nothing superior about these courts. But the New Jersey Superior Court. But you'll just happen to notice how they have all these statues. All these statues. They got Rosa Parks right here. Rosa Parks statue. And they just hijack, they just pimp the black revolutionary struggle. They just pimp it. You'll see Martin Luther King all around you. Look at that says Rosa Parks Plaza. And yet, my first introduction to this brutal system was in the early 90s when I was on a train going to work. And I was falsely accused on a train by a conductor of stealing a fare that I did not steal. And they treated me so brutally, so much for Rosa Parks, so much for what she represents. Because we don't get no justice. We don't get any justice. I'm going to ask this question that I've been asking. And when I'm out here fighting, I'm about justice. I don't want anybody being abused. I don't want a system that abuses anyone. But I would just ask people in New Jersey, when was the last time anybody has heard of a white person being wrongfully gunned down by the police in New Jersey? I've never heard of it. I've lived here my whole life. But ask the question the other way. How many times do I hear about black people being gunned down? This is really disturbing to me because since this happened to me, there were two times when women were wrongfully gunned down by the police, murdered by the police. One of them, she happened to be an Asian woman. She was 25 years old. This was in Fort Lee, New Jersey, I believe, and I forget her name. I apologize about that. But it was about a month or so afterwards, she's gunned down by the police. They called a wellness check or whatever to her home. She ends up being killed by the police. And then August 5th, and I happen to know the nephew of this person, on August 5th of 2025, Deborah Terrell was gunned down by the police at a senior citizen's home outside of her apartment. She was 68 years old. They said she needed a wellness check or whatever. They shot her 4 times. They tased her. They maced her, shot her 4 times, dragged her down the hall, and handcuffed her. And it is really important to understand that this is by design. The state of New Jersey has never done anything. They don't do anything about lesser cases of abuse. You'll see that the state's empowering them to do this. They know everything. There's a videotape of this case with me, a videotape that shows everything that happened. But no, they came after me, and I am here to fight it. I appreciate all of you showing up with me, I really do. And I will say this, that I don't go for this lesser of two evils, because what this shows, what we are seeing right here today is the culmination of evil, of people just capitulating to evil. Under no circumstances will I do that. And as black people, we can least afford to do that. We've got to stand up on principle, stand up because it is the right thing to do. We are not getting anywhere by capitulating. We just got into office a person, Mickey Sherrill, who believes in Zionism, who's not standing up and speaking out against these wars, and she also signed the bill with Charlie Kirk, which praises white nationalism. So we got work to do. I am not going to give up. I am going to fight this. I don't care what it takes to do it, but I'm going to fight it. And in her name, for what she is really, they have the audacity to be having these statues over here. I wish they'd take all of them down. She doesn't belong on grounds like this. But I'm standing with her. I stand on her shoulders. I thank her. And in 2025, I can certainly say to you, Miss Rosa Parks, we don't get no damn justice. It doesn't happen, and it certainly does not happen for black women. It's certainly not for black men. But I stand with her. I'm about what she really was about. This is a farce that they have her here. It's a farce, and we should condemn it every chance we get. And thank you all so much. Uhuru means freedom.
Uhuru, Lisa Davis.
Yes, yes,
Uhuru,
yes.
Rosa Parks. Uhuru,
Yes,
Lisa
yes,
Davis.
yes.
Uhuru, Rosa Parks.
Yes, yes, yes.
I think it's cute, right?
Oh, hello. You make it